Chair Brzezowski and members of the committee, House Bill 3093A comes to us from Representative Post and Representative Bentz. The bill provides persons licensed to carry a concealed handgun in another state the same protections afforded to persons with an Oregon concealed handgun permit, provided the issuing state handgun competency requirements are no less stringent than the Oregon requirements. The bill directs the Department of Justice to compile a list of eligible states and make the list available to law enforcement and the public. It specifies that the permit holder's home state must recognize an Oregon concealed carry permit for the law to apply. We have two amendments before us. First, the -A7 amendments adjust the language concerning eligibility requirements to encompass all of ORS 166291 and ORS 166292, which are the concealed handgun permitting laws, rather than just the handgun competency requirements contained in Section 1F. The proposed -A8 amendments provide that if a person is subject to a restraining order continued after a hearing in which there was actual notice and an opportunity to be heard, or a person is convicted of a qualifying misdemeanor against a family member, it is unlawful for the person to knowingly possess a firearm or ammunition. It defines family member and intimate partner and lays out parameters for restraining order findings.
All right, thank you. Representative Post, thank you for being here.
Good morning, Chair Brzezowski and members of the committee. It's way different being over there and being over here, isn't it? It's unusual. You know, I don't want to take a lot of your time. I just kind of wanted to give a kind of a brief history of what I was looking for. Oh, I'm sorry. Doggone it. I'm always reprimanding people for the same thing, aren't I? I'm Bill Post. I'm a state representative from House District 25. Sorry. I wanted to give a quick history of what I was looking for here. You know, one of the things that I was looking forward to about coming into this building is the whole idea of a citizen legislature, and that would be me. I'm just a regular citizen in Oregon, and I try to think about things how folks out there would think. And one of the things I thought about for years was how, now the youth of this committee probably would not be a problem, but 40 years ago, I got my driver's license. Now, I don't know about you because you're all young folks, but 40 years ago, I took a driver's test. I don't remember it for the most part. It was written, and then there was a driving part, but I'm still allowed to drive all the time, and I can come from another state and come into this state and carry that little Oregon driver's card and drive this dangerous weapon that is this 2,000-pound pickup truck that I have, and plow through freeways and highways, and nobody ever asks me any questions. They just say, it's okay, because you took that test 40 years ago. Now, the argument would be you constantly practice by driving every day. So do concealed handgun license holders. They practice, and they make sure that they're proficient in this particular tool. So for years, as I watched that, I thought, that seems so common sense. You can drive a vehicle in from any other state, and we recognize that. Why wouldn't we do the same for a concealed handgun license? And I urged my state representative, my state senator, to pass a CHL Reciprocity bill, and they went some places, and sometimes they didn't go so well. And this particular one actually came about. I wrote a bill earlier that was a little more broad. Again, I was new to the process. And when I saw Representative Bentz's bill, I said, now that's what I'm talking about. That's what I was looking for. So he was very kind and said, you know what, go with it, run, it's yours, Representative Post. And so I did. And then we were very careful to make sure that we took care of some issues that I think that I didn't even think about. I went to Representative Jeff Barker, who is my Judiciary Chairman in the House, and talked to him. I said, what do you think? And he said, well, I'd like to do some changes here. And then I know he came over to Senator Brzezowski and talked to him, and I think we came up with some really good stuff. A couple of the parts that were really important was to take the onus off the state police and put it on the Department of Justice to screen the applicable states to make sure that they meet the criteria of Oregon's CHL statutes. And the other was that those other states would recognize our CHL here in Oregon. And so I felt really good about that. I was glad that we were able to work that together. And again, I was very grateful that Senator Brzezowski, that you worked so hard on that, because you worked a lot harder than I did, to tell you the truth. I just kind of wrote the bill. But I really appreciate what you guys have done. It passed unanimously out of the House Judiciary Committee. It was kind of funny that particular day. that we heard it in here. It was towards the end, the deadline time, and things were going really fast. And a couple of people that I knew were supporters got up and left and went to other meetings, and I went, oh boy, I'm in trouble. And yet it passed unanimously. And so I was really happy about that. And then it passed on the House floor 59-1, I think it was, or 58-1. Because I think both sides of the aisle see the common sense of this, that we're just talking about people using something they've been licensed to use. So really, that's all I would have. The only thing that I would add is on the dash A7 amendment, I don't have a great objection to it. I would just want to make sure that it doesn't affect Oregon CHL holders in any way. I just kind of want to make sure that. I would like to be real clear on that. Or change any restrictions in that way, make any restrictions in that way. But, again, I just go back to the idea that there will be people coming into our state from out of state that shouldn't have a gun in Oregon. The way we wrote this so carefully with the -1 and the -2 amendments, I think that takes care of that situation. And so I really appreciate your hearing me on this and hope you have a great day.
Thank you. Questions? Representative, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right.